exact
but
same
it's
way.
a fake setting.
Exact same way.
And so I feel like I'm acting.
Yep. I can't do this, and I can never do like case studies, or like when you practice stuff in a classroom.
Right.
I can't do it. I can't pretend. This isn't real. I can't get into it.
Yeah, I'm not a very good pretender. So we're both out of our element here together.
Awesome.
My name is James. I'm the program director here at Camp Tadmor.
And I'm Jason. I'm the volunteer coordinator and the SALT team during the summer.
Just a little bit about myself. I grew up working at camps throughout middle school and high school and college, and took a 10-year hiatus to be a youth leader. And as of September, I'm back in the saddle here at Camp Tadmor. I got a BA in theology and my master's from Dallas Seminary.
Yeah, my first summer was in 2002 as a counselor in training, and then I graduated from Baltimore Bible College in 2007 with a degree in Bible and education, and then I moved up here after I graduated.
A few things about Tadmor, probably should know just baseline information. 205 acres in the Oregon Cascades outside of Salem, Albany area. And we run 275 campers through here in a given week. And we depend on our team of 65 people, summer staff, to make that happen. So that's where you come in this equation. But very fun camp, committed to Jesus, committed to discipleship, committed to serving churches throughout the Northwest. At some point we should be making a pitch as to why you should come work here at Tadmor, but I want to start with a little bit different angle. That's just big life choices. What are you doing with your life, and what drives those choices? And for a lot of people, what drives life choices is, what's fun, what am I good at, what's leisurely, what tends to pay. And to be honest, Tadmor is probably none of those things, although it is a blast, but it's a different kind of fun to work here. But the gospel calls us to make life decisions in a totally different manner than the world does. And you're at a place right now in your life where you're at least able to make a decision about what you do with your summer and theoretically the years moving forward as well. And so what Jesus says to his disciples when making some of the key decisions in life is simply this. He says, "For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it." Saving your life simply means making choices that are largely in your best interest. But to lose your life means to largely give your life away. And so we've actually started a little bit of a campaign. We have stickers that say, "Give your life away" all over them. Feel free, whether you come to camp here or not, grab one of those, stick it to a water bottle. If you're really cool, you could have a MacBook to stick it to the side of. And our staff flyer says it as well. But we want you to consider giving your summer away for the sake of the gospel. We feel like Tadmor is one excellent opportunity and place to give that life away and to just live out of a posture of service to others and to Christ, and not self-service to yourself. And so if that's you, I want to encourage you to apply, and Jason has actually done that for a number of years here. And so I just want him to talk a little bit about his experience in doing that.
Well, that first summer for me was life transforming through the experience that I had up here. As I engaged with other believers for a common mission, living with them in close community, I began to recognize that God loved me, not because I earned it, but because he gave me identity. So that whole first summer for me, my realization of my identity, of who I really was in Christ, actually began to form. Now I can take you to where I accepted Christ when I was 10 years old. I can take you to this spot of dirt, okay? But it wasn't until that point in time where I actually truly believed that God loved me. And as I began to understand and learn what my identity was, that changed everything about me. Okay? So I spent the summer learning and growing and discovering my own gifts, talents, abilities I didn't know I had. I began to discover ways to serve the body. I began to actually love the church, which I couldn't have said before. Okay? That whole summer transformed what I believe about God, myself, and his people. Then I go home after the end of that summer, and people left and right are telling me I'm different. And I didn't really, I recognized I was different. I felt it, but for somebody else to acknowledge it and say it was weird for me. So So they were recognizing that. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, I'm leading discipleship groups, I'm leading Bible studies, I'm being asked to preach on a regular basis. All these things that A, I wasn't looking for, B, a year ago I would have laughed and ran away from. And now all of a sudden these things are coming to me. When I go to Bible college, I'm now, without realizing it, I'm actually looking for lonely people and striving to engage in a relationship with them because of the experience I had here at camp. And so for me, as I experience camp and experience that life change, I look at how it changed who I am, or changed my understanding of who I am, and how it transformed my engagement in the local church and in my local community and empowered me to do that, and how I learned to love the church through my experience here at camp. And I can look back at all the summers and see how I've seen tons of other people have that same experience. So if you want to grow in your understanding of your identity in Christ, if you want to discover your God-given gifts and talents, and discover what God is calling you to at this moment, then maybe camp is the place for you to do this, because I guarantee it can happen. And that for me is the power of working at camp for a summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Jason. So we just want you to prayerfully consider your involvement here this summer. I need the...
Awesome.
Yeah, just put it on there for... I'm trying to get some logo.
Better product placement there.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's epic.
I love it. Yeah, that's great. I'm ready to work at Tadmor.
I know, right? It sounds like a great place. 2 guys in beards, right? That's what I can expect.
There's more beards to come.
Yeah.
Check them out.